Ladies and gentlemen, a new day and a new era for Microsoft Flight Simulator news for us all to feast on. Just this week, we got some amazing news about PMDG confirming that the brand new Boeing 777X was going to be in their development plans, as Robert Randazzo himself replied to a question on the official PMDG forums confirming this. Not only this, but we also got official news about Just Flight's hotly anticipated FS Traffic add-on, which might be releasing for Microsoft Flight Simulator before Christmas. The team over at Builds also ended up confirming that their flagship Airbus A300 product that's seen so much success on the X-Plane side of things would also be making its way to MSFS in 2023. So tons of great news shared, and you can find the whole scoop of information that you just heard in this video, the link to which is in the top right hand corner of the screen, as well as in the description section of this video. In this video, however, we'll be taking a look at a teaser trailer that was shared about the long-awaited Embraer E-Jets that are coming soon to Microsoft Flight Simulator. As well as this, we'll also be talking about the massive price reduction for the study-level MD-11 currently being made by TFDi Design that is also coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator in 2023. For all of that and much more, stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Flyby Simulations here, and welcome back to another action-packed news episode. Before we get started, I must say that the speed at which this channel is growing is absolutely astounding. So if you're still part of the 84% or so that haven't joined the Flyby Simulations journey just yet, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to not miss out on any more guides, tutorials, and the latest in Microsoft Flight Simulator news. With that all said, let's get into today's video. Alrighty then, guys, so what's all this about Embraer E-Jets coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator? Well, as you can see in the background here, my super talented colleague, Aviation Lads, has shared this amazing cinematic video highlighting the exterior model of the E-Jets that is currently in production by Flight Sim Studio and, wait for it, Aerosoft. Now, I know that a large portion of the community doesn't consider Aerosoft to be the most, let's say, ethical of developers. I mean, just ask the Xbox community about their Twin Otter support for Microsoft Flight Simulator and you'll be in the comment section forever. That being said, though, it can't be denied that Aerosoft do have a history of producing mid to high level complexity aircraft for flight sims for decades now. As you can see in the background, the external model of the aircraft already looks very good, and the fact that Aerosoft is the official client for this add-on does give me a little bit of hope that these aircraft won't just be a, hey, let's just stick a default A320 FMS in here and give good external models kind of project. Cough cough, Captain Sim. So I do have a bit of hope that this is going to be a bit more of a sophisticated add-on. Flight Sim Studio, on the other hand, the lead developer on this project, also appears to be a new but reputable developer for Microsoft Flight Simulator, having already made several scenery projects for the sim, as well as published the Siri Elite aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which coincidentally was also produced for Aerosoft as a client and was received relatively well by the majority of the community, so good news there again. Now, we don't have any information regarding the pricing or the release date or the level of system depth that we're going to come to expect from the Embraer E-Jets currently in production. All we know is that it's coming soon from Microsoft Flight Simulator. But Aviation Lads, the wonderful person who has created this beautiful sort of cinematic that you're seeing in the background, has shared on his Facebook page that more such teasers will be drip-fed to the community over time. So a series of these short movies will be released over time to introduce the aircraft that's still under development, which could cover the internals and the features and much more later down the line. Fans of the Embraer E-Jets can take solace in the fact that Flight Sim Studio, the primary developer behind these aircraft, puts emphasis on realism as a company. I genuinely went to their website and checked this out, and as you guys can see in the screenshot behind me, their company ethos or their company vision is to actually focus a lot on the realism behind their product. So I guess they're not just here to create open source bare bones projects, but they really want to make a mark on the Flight Sim community and create high quality add-ons, something that is absolutely fantastic to see. Slowing down the video and dissecting it a little bit further, we can clearly observe a few key details that you might have missed. Number one is that the product will likely have GSX Pro implementation right off the bat on launch, as we can see the stairs connected to the aircraft and passengers going in and out. So exciting stuff here. Moving on, and this shouldn't come as a surprise to most of you that have been following add-ons coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator for a while now, but the entire exterior airframe does support PBR, as can be seen from these different shots here. For a product that's still under development, the various details that have already been modeled on the exterior are also quite commendable. As you can see, the landing gear is very high quality, including the suspension, the various cables and wires and stuff you can see, as well as landing light bulbs and the rubber tire marks. All of this has been modeled to a very high degree of standard. Quite obviously, several liveries will also be supplied on launch, as we can see the big ones like KLM, United Express, American Eagle, and many more in this trailer already. Now, that's all I was able to extract from this little 40-second teaser shared by Aviation Lads, but I'd highly recommend you guys check out his full video linked down in the description section of the video. And of course, once more of these videos are released, we'll be dissecting them further on this channel as well. So do make sure you're subscribed to us here at Flyby Simulations and have notifications turned on to not miss out on those. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the hotly anticipated MD-11 project under development for both Microsoft Flight Simulator and P3D by none other than TFDi Design. Now, I agree that I'm a little late to the news about the product going on a limited edition pre-sale, but we also received news about a massive price reduction for the MD-11 when it eventually releases in 2023, and nobody really seems to be talking about that. I found that a little bit more interesting as compared to the actual pre-sale collector's edition news anyway. Regardless, let's talk about the limited edition pre-sale that the development team issued for people to pre-purchase the MD-11 on December the 1st, which was, I think, yesterday. So for those that don't know and have been completely living under a rock, TFDi Designs actually offered a limited number of copies, 1,000 to be exact, of the MD-11 Collector's Edition for $80 US. The Collector's Edition will work on both Microsoft Flight Simulator and P3D, and if you're watching this video after December the 2nd, I'd venture to say that unfortunately all 1,000 of those limited edition Collector's Edition bundles are likely already sold out. So sorry about that, you guys are just a little bit late to the chase. If you did manage to purchase the $80 bundle, then apart from giving the TFDi design team $80,000 in revenue, you also get the following few features. You get the TFDi Design MD-11 base package, which is the original passenger MD-11 aircraft. You get the freighter expansion alongside that, which is the freighter version of the aircraft, as well as the extended simulation package, which includes advanced failures and the in-flight instructor system for the whole MD-11 experience. You also, and this is completely exclusive to the Collector's Edition bundle, get an extended range or ER variant of the MD-11, which is pretty cool because this is a special variant, and according to the TFDi team, it will never be sold outside of this presale. So it's pretty cool. You guys have something that, you guys can keep for the rest of your lives, I guess. You guys also get guaranteed beta access, as well as access to an exclusive Discord channel where development updates will be previewed early. Now, this is the part where I implore all of you guys who actually managed to get these copies of the Collector's Edition MD-11s to give constructive and harsh criticism to TFDi Design so that they actually bring us a product that is worth having in 2023 when the actual final customer-grade MD-11 launches for the rest of the community. Along with all this, the team also went on to say that they are near the final stages of the product's development and still intend to release the aircraft to the public by the end of September 2023. So that is the preliminary release date, and I guess the team is working towards that date and is on schedule as well. The biggest piece of news that we heard, however, was a rather large reduction in the base price of the add-on than was originally planned. The base version of the add-on that was originally priced at $90 will now be sold at $70. The freighter expansion that would originally have taken you to $105 will now cost you $80, and the extended simulation package, which includes the failure simulation and the in-flight instructor system for the full MD-11 experience, as I said, would have originally costed you, and wait for it, $120, but that's now only going to cost you $85. So at its furthest end, that's almost a $35 price reduction. If you manage to get your hands on the Collector's Edition, you saved yourself $5 in the grand scheme of things as well, because you paid $80 for the whole thing, whereas we will be paying $85 for the whole thing if we want to. Now, let me make something super clear. I am by no means saying that all of this is really cheap. It's really not, and it's definitely on the upper end of flight sim add-on prices, but if the team does manage to deliver on providing us with a quote-unquote study-level MD-11, then the price might just be, let's say, justified. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think it's still too high? Do you think it's fair? Do let me know. I actually want to know the community's thoughts on this. Finally, the team did also share a few screenshots and images of the aircraft. Now, note that these images are most likely taken from the P3D version of the MD-11 because it's being produced for both P3D and Microsoft Flight Simulator, so if the textures do look a little dated or not as sharp, it's because it's not in Microsoft Flight Simulator. That being said though, the team has confirmed in the past that development for both versions is happening concurrently or simultaneously, so there's nothing to worry about. It's not that the P3D version is going to come first and then they're going to start focusing on the Microsoft Flight Simulator version. Both versions should be coming together. These two first initial screenshots covering the cabin don't really interest me too much personally, as we've already seen them in previous development updates, but this image is obviously very interesting. For the first time, we get to see proper system implementation being showcased by TFDi design. On this right lower display unit here, we see that the onboard electrical system will be intricately modeled. And of course, on the left here, we see the iconic triple engine performance readouts with some caution indications as well. We can also see several scratches and paint scabs to indicate that these aircraft have been in service for a long time, so good attention to detail, and I do like where this project is headed for sure. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all that we have for today's video. Some very exciting news about the Embraer E-Jets coming soon to Microsoft Flight Simulator from semi-reputable developers. Do make sure to click on either of these links you see on screen here to learn more about what's happening in the world of flight sim and to maximize your own Microsoft Flight Simulator experience. With that all said, thanks for watching guys, and thanks for flying by.